I'll say this probably twice in this video, but we go through 30,000+ rounds a year, and we notice, of course, there's always at least one flyer in every box, and definitely a difference in velocities or point of impact change at longer ranges between lot numbers. This is lot number, and this one here is 3210799. This one here is 3204637. So be careful when you're hunting that you try to get the same lot number. Same thing when you go ahead and hand load with your gunpowder. So I'm going to shoot this at 100 yards, and we are going to check our group. Now, what I've noticed is between lots I'll get a different group size, but at 100 yards you don't see much of an impact change. But the longer and further you get out, you're definitely going to see an impact change. You're going to think your ballistics are off, something's wrong with your rangefinders. It's not. You don't have to reach your velocities or true your DSF. So first we're going to go with the 99. We'll shoot 100 yards. By the way, this is one of my school guns. This is gun number 4, and it has 3,200 rounds through it already. So be nice on my groups. All right. 6.5 Creedmoor, level looks good. I'm going to adjust my parallax. Let me just say something. When you're shooting groups, you got to have a level. Even at 100 yards, you'll string horizontally without a level. So check your level every shot. All right, here we go. Shot number 1. Okay. 1/4 inch-ish left. Next shot. Level looks good. Touching the dot on the right. These are little 1/2 inch dots, by the way. I'm waiting for the suppressor heat to go away so I can shoot between blurs. Okay, through the first hole. Again, lot number 99, and this one is 3.7, just to make sure I'm not screwing up. All right, here we go. No change, same 0, did not adjust anything. Level looks good. Okay. Again, I normally don't see a difference at 100 yards. Why? Because a bullet gets there so fast, almost nothing affects it. No earth-based effects. Minimal earth-based effects. All right. So what you're going to start to see is, well, hey, this thing shoots great. It should be perfect. My 100 yards the same. Again, earth-based effects are really, if you can simplify it, controlled by flight time. The longer the bullet's in the air, the more earth-based effects, spin drift, Coriolis, Eotovis. You're going to look at your flight time is going to be how long it's in the air at max sword, how much wind is pushing it. So all that really comes into play, but at 100 yards, it's nothing. The bullet gets there so fast. All right, so overall, between the two groups, they shot great. Even out of this gun that's basically shot out, I will have to rebarrel it. This Zeus action we use in the school guns from Terminus. You unscrew the little side screws, screw the barrel off, screw the new one on, you're up and running. I've got 2 hanging on a wall over there, ready to go, because we almost shot this one out last class. The gun's still shooting okay. It shoots about a 4-inch group at 1,000. That's well within most people's standards, not ours. Lady in class yesterday literally hit the golf ball in the first shot at 1,000 yards, which was pretty cool. Anyway, enough about that. So look, if you're going to hunt with factory ammo, try to get the same lot. Pull it out, look at it. It's right there. Again, I'll show you a close-up in a minute. Look at the lot numbers, and that way you don't have velocity fluctuations. You're still going to have some. Why? Mass production, factory ammunition. Hornady used to run H4350. I don't know if they still do. But good powder, it is temperature stable. But regardless, make sure you know what you're doing when it comes to shooting long range. Get same lots, gunpowder, get the same lots. And I'm going to repeat this again as we go when we get out to 1,000 yards. Anyway, hey, stand by, and we're going to go ahead and get shooting at 1,000 yards. We'll shoot the elk first, and then we're going to shoot the big plate and see what we have for as far as fluctuations and velocities. So let me show you. I'm going to go out to 1,000 yards, and let's just say we're hunting an elk. So here we go. Stand by. I'm going to shoot 999 first. We're going to shoot that elk out there. There is a bullet strike on an elk that was from yesterday's class, but I did paint the white. I didn't have any brown. So, all right, I'm already dialed, by the way. I'm going to bring it down a click because the elk is 997. I was shooting at 1,000 earlier. And we got a left to right wind. I'm going to go ahead and quickly back focus, and it's 3 miles an hour. So, by the way, this is the new Trigicon 10 mile, and we've been testing it for them. Look, if you want to test something, let the clients test it. Guys like me that do this for a living, we know not to over crank the zero stop. We know not to push the buttons too hard on the ballistic rangefinders. Folks that just get in a long range, they're the ones that are going to destroy stuff if it's going to break. And I've been letting the client shoot this. They shot it yesterday, and then we had a class before. This is the first focal. It's really nice. We're liking it. I've always been a Night Force fan, but this thing is really making it good. And of course the phone rings as soon as I start talking, but we're going to go ahead and silence it because we don't want to hear people right now. So stand by. And of course it says spam, by the way. All right, here we go. We're going to shoot the elk. It's at 997. Check your parallax. We're going to look at our level, and I'm going to give it about 1.75 minutes left wind. It's only about 3 miles an hour. Here we go. Okay, dead center white. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch between lots, so I'm not shooting through a cold gun or cold barrel on one lot and then vice versa. So we're going to go ahead and shoot the 37, so I'm speaking English. Yep, here we go. Same 2 minutes of wind, I believe. Yep, no change. Actually, looks like it slowed down a little bit. We'll go 1 3/4. No impact on the white. I did hear it hit, so it probably hit the leg. All right, we're going to go back to the 99. Level looks good. Wind speed is still 2.8 now. All right, we're going to cut it down to 1.5 minutes. And the white again. And we'll do one more of the 37 lot. Wind is 2.8-ish. Level looks good. Go 1.5. We'll go 1 3/4. Again, looks to me like impact is low. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look in the spotting scope real quick. So if you stand by, I'm going to grab this cowl over here and I'm going to check it. So give me a second. Yeah, so those impacts, I know I got shorts on, so give me a break. It is Alabama in the summer. Those impacts are literally 2 feet below the white. I mean, they're down by the leg. So, and that's just from going to lot to lot. So what I'll do is let me go on a whiteboard and I'll show you the difference instead of just the elk. I wanted to kind of show you this and simulate that, hey, you're out here hunting. I'm not going to shoot an elk with Hornady ELDM out of a 6.5 Creedmoor. Now, I might do it out of a 6.5 PRC. But anyway, my point is just because of lot change, I missed the animal or wounded it. Same thing if you're target shooting or PRS, be cognizant of that if you're going from lot to lot. So stand by, and I'm going to go ahead and get lined up on the plate, and we're going to do the same thing. All right, so I got the camera on the big plate that we use for shooting golf balls. Let me get my parallax. Okay. I'm a little bit blurry from the suppressor, so again, I'll start at 99. I'll use the top left golf ball as my aim point, and we'll watch our impacts. check the wind. A little bit hard to see with the blur coming off the suppressor. So we'll give it 2 minutes of wind just to kind of see where we're at. I think that's about right. Alright, level looks good, 2 minute mark. I gotta shoot between blurs. Bring it up a click, by the way, because we're at 1,000 yards now. Okay, just off the golf ball. I don't know how much. Now we're going to the 37. I always got to look back and make sure that camera's still running. Okay. Next, I am going to do the same thing. Wind looks about the same. I'll give it 2 minutes of wind still. And this is the 37, just a different lot number. And that hit literally 2 feet lower. Let's go back to 99. Wind is still 2.8-ish. So we'll stick with 2 minutes of wind. Level looks good. Yeah, that one dropped down about 6 inches. Again, common. You do get flyers from factory ammo. But we're going back to the 37 now. A little bit hard to read the wind with all the blur coming off the suppressor, but I'm going to guess that it's still about 2.8, 3 miles an hour. And again, back down about 2 feet. I am going to shoot one more than 99 because I do believe that that second shot was a flyer. And we get flyers. Every single box is at least one. Really blurry. Do my best to try to get this shot without a wind change. I'm going to shoot between blurs on the suppressor. Okay, again, right next to the golf ball. So as you can see, that's pretty important. You know, if I was on a hunt and I shot at an animal at 800-900 yards and all of a sudden I'm 2 feet low, there's a problem. So this isn't just factory ammo, guys. If you're going to load hand loads, literally when you buy them 8-pound jugs, if you're only buying a 1-pound jugs, you need to buy the same lot. If you don't get the same lot, you need to run your bullet again through a chronograph and then make sure that you adjust the powder charge to match the velocity of your last bullets. If you don't, your dial-ups aren't going to match in your ballistic rangefinders. So just a really good long-range shooting tip from us at Barber Creek, and this is real important. I can't stress this enough. Try to buy the same lot numbers if you can. If you can't, go ahead and retrue your velocity if you're running the applied ballistic software in either one of these, or if you're going to run a chronograph like a lab radar or a magnetospeed, at least you can readjust your velocities for your new bullets or your new box of ammo. Now, here's what I like to do, because I'm all about keeping it simple. My old military life makes me do that. Just build a second or third profile in one of these. And now, when you got lot A, for instance, it's profile A, lot B is going to be profile B. And that way you don't really have to do anything. The zeros really aren't different at 100 yards. The groups were, but the zero themselves really weren't that much of a difference. So